Picture this. It's the middle of summer, pouring rain. You're stuck in a busted campsite with no electricity, no water, and no sewage hookups. Now imagine one guy whining non-stop, turning everyone's misery into torture, until one clever prank shuts him up in the most satisfying way possible. If you've ever had to deal with that one person who makes every tough situation 10 times worse, then you're going to love this story. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and settle in, because this revenge is one you'll want to remember. I'll never forget that summer. We'd just arrived at a show, one of those big events where you camp out in an RV for weeks. Now the organizers? A complete disaster. They'd accepted more reservations than they had spots for, so our rig ended up dumped in the middle of a half-dead field. No electricity, no sewage, no water hookups. Basically, a giant metal tent. But here's the thing, we were used to it. We'd done this before. Generator? Check. Shower house across the field? No problem. My parents even lived nearby if we needed backup. So it wasn't ideal, but survivable. Except for one person. Our intern. We'll call him Santano. And if you've ever dealt with someone who can't stop complaining, you'll know exactly where this is going. Toddy, my partner, had a laid-back sense of humor. Lucy could laugh her way through just about anything. Me? I tried to keep things balanced. But Santano? He was like a mosquito buzzing in your ear when you're already sunburned and sweaty. From the second we started setting up camp, Santano was whining. It's too hot. This is too much work. Why are we even out here? Every sigh, every groan, every muttered complaint just dug under our skin. Sure, the situation sucked, but Santano's attitude? That's what turned discomfort into misery. I clenched my jaw through most of it, telling myself, just get through the day, just keep moving. But then came the breaking point. It was late evening. The skies cracked open, dumping sheets of rain on us. The kind that soaks you to the bone in seconds. Mud everywhere. Generator humming in the distance. And Santano, standing there like he'd just discovered fire, announced, I want a shower. So, when are you hooking up the water to the RV? I blinked. Did he not hear us? Like, the 100 times we'd explained there were no water hookups? Toddy caught my eye. I knew that look. Trouble was brewing. Without missing a beat, Toddy said casually, as soon as someone climbs onto the roof to open the water cistern. Santano frowned. What cistern? Lucy, biting back a grin, chimed in. The one that collects rainwater. You know, for when you're off-grid. Santano squinted at us, clearly suspicious. Why have I never heard about this before? And here's where I stepped in, my poker face flawless. Oh, come on. Haven't you noticed the crank in the bedroom ceiling? That's how you switch from hose supply to the cistern. That crank only controlled the TV antenna. But Santano didn't need to know that. The three of us traded subtle smirks. Santano, however, was hooked. The rain was pounding harder now. The night so dark you could barely see 2 feet ahead. Santo rolled up his pant legs, muttering under his breath, and slipped off his shoes. He looked like a man marching toward destiny. But then he paused at the RV door. His voice cracked, uncertain. You guys aren't messing with me, right? I mean, there really is a cistern up there. And together. Oh, this was perfect timing. We all said in unison. Nope. He sighed, clearly torn between skepticism and desperation. Then, slowly, he stepped out into the storm. I stood by the window, biting my lip to stop the laughter. The rain plastered his hair to his head, soaking his clothes instantly. He squinted up at the roof, hesitating, shivering. And that's when Lucy cracked. Hey, Santano, she called. He turned, shivering, hopeful. She grinned. We're totally screwing with you. But hey, how's that shower? 5. The antagonist's reaction. The look on his face, priceless. A mix of betrayal, rage, and absolute disbelief. He stomped back inside, dripping wet, shoes squishing against the RV floor. Unbelievable, he muttered. But you could tell. He knew he'd walked right into it. And for the first time that day, the rest of us were laughing. Not cruelly, not maliciously, just pure relief. The tension broke. The endless whining finally silenced. In that moment, all the stress, all the irritation, all the pent-up frustration Santano had caused, gone. It wasn't about being mean. It was about restoring balance. About reminding him that sometimes, you've got to stop complaining, adapt, and maybe even laugh at yourself. And honestly, seeing him drenched in rainwater was the sweetest justice of all. Santano never complained about the water situation again. He still grumbled, sure, but not about the hookups, not about the showers. Because deep down, he knew, the next time he pushed too far, we'd be ready. Sometimes, revenge doesn't have to be destructive, it can be funny. A harmless prank that delivers just enough sting to shift the balance. And honestly, isn't that the best kind of justice? If this story gave you a little chuckle, or if you've ever dreamed of pulling off the perfect harmless revenge, smash that like button and tell me in the comments. What's the funniest prank or payback you've ever seen? And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more stories just like this one.